follow that kind of stuff. So you can download the layers, and then they're always on your phone.
Okay.
So, and I think Pavel's going to log on a little later, and he'll talk you through that. It's a very simple process, but it's just how much room do you have on your phone? Because you could fill up your phone if you decide to do the whole county, all layers.
Oh, right. Okay.
But,
if not, which maps would you recommend?
So that's a great question, and I think if you ask two different people, you get four different answers. I would probably say, see, I got my screen up here. A Forest Service is a good one, just a Forest Service map, or a global imagery is nice, but that Map Builder Topo or hybrid is pretty good as well. So that's kind of both. If you're on a PC, you can open up like a map in another tab and log in through your Gmail, and you can kind of see how powerful this stuff is. Or maybe I could prepare this tab instead. So yeah, this is the Map Builder hybrid. So it's got the contour lines, and it's got the aerial imagery as well. I feel like this one just for showing the old trails and stuff. Just a plain Forest Service map.
What about the scanned map? Are those the USGS maps?
Yes.
Those would probably be good, or they tend to be kind of old.
Who's that?
It's me. Stack.
Stack. Oh, hey, how's it going, Stack?
All right.
Um,
What is it called on there? Can you see what the USGS are called? Is it scanned maps or something?
oh, we can't go from there. Would be. Doesn't Forest Service give you some options, maybe? Okay, yeah. So when you go to Forest Service, white, green, that shows you which maps are. What's the difference there? Okay, just a few different versions. Where's the Forest Service one? I don't remember.
So it's usually on the top.
Oh, scan topos. So that's just identical to the other maps we have.
Yeah, so those are the USGS quadrangles, basically, right?
Yes. I don't know where the two come together. Okay, yeah, because there you can see the little box quadrangles kind of. So those are the scanned ones put together, which would make sense. Let's look back. Cool. So I think there were some questions. One of the guys who's not able to log on tonight had just regarding the map again. I think it was kind of early on, and I think the contour lines and just some of the details of the maps they had questions on, Doc. And I know you kind of went through that. I have the navigation screen up if you need any of this to go through some of that stuff. But I think that was a key one.
There's a contour line question, like the next slide or something. Yeah, that one's probably useful. What's the next one? Oh, yeah, go back, I guess. But yeah, and that one that shows like the gullies and ridges, yeah, that one. You should be able to like take all of those examples and like go on a USGS map and be able to find. I mean, it'd be like a good exercise for you all to like find those features on a USGS map and kind of like convince yourself what it is and kind of what makes it, you know, a cliff or a saddle or a steep slope versus a gentle slope, that kind of stuff.
There, we had a training, and their assignment was to get on the side by sides, go to this area, which is John Wood's kind of campsite up on Alamo, and then hug a contour line ish and just kind of search this southwest side to another point, which is kind of not uncommon for us to get an assignment like that. That's kind of cross country.
Yeah.
And they did a pretty good job. One of the issues was lost cell service and didn't have the map downloaded on the phone. So
look right there, you can see like that stream kind of on the left side of the screen, and so you can see how it's kind of the major contours make like a V, so you can kind of see it's like pointing downstream, but you should be able to look at the elevations and see that it is truly, you know, the creek or whatever is running downhill.
I think, yeah, one of the things too they learned is the contour lines they're 40 feet, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't show a cliff of 39 feet.
Yeah. So
they come across a 30-foot cliff and like, ooh, yeah, that's not on the map.
Yeah, that or vegetation, you know, it's like, oh, okay, that looks like the easier way to go from the map, but if it's like choked manzanita or something, then you still could be screwed.
Totally.
That's where the satellite imagery actually could be good, you know. So that's the advantage we have with technology. You could like look at the satellite images.
You want me to talk about layers? I'm here now.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, like
yeah. So the layers that I like to use, like so on the SARTOPO app, we don't get the Google overlay, which is unfortunate. But the next best one that I find is the I think it's like global imagery. That one has like the most useful info as far as like other layers that I download. And you can go in and I can't do it right now because I'm on my phone, but like we can go in and I can help you guys download the correct layers. The ones that I recommend having are the the map builder topo. That's like the default one I think that pops up with SARTOPO. The Forest Service maps, because they have trails and trail distances on some of the maps as well as like other names that are not going to be on like the map builder topo. I downloaded the scanned topo maps, which correlate to the maps that we have in the command post, so that way you can have like a digital copy of a physical map that get issued out to you. And then the final one I do is the global imagery. So all of those have varying levels of data that like get used. Obviously, the more information, the more data is used on that. I think I looked at my SARTOPO like app, and I think it's like maybe like 2 or 4 gigabytes worth of data that I've downloaded. And if we're going to a particular out of county call, I'll download those layers, but then I go back in and remove them, and that just it doesn't sync those layers anymore. So you get that that data back.
And Brian, you do this from the computer?
No, you do it on your phone. I can't show you because I'm on my phone. I don't think I can.
Well,
Maybe I can.
I can talk you through it, or
it's through the USGS, right? That you sent Rick in the trainee.
No. So you go
through SARTOPO. Hold on, let me try to share my screen on my phone. It says I can do it.
Okay.
But are you able to? I mean, just to clarify, you can do. It seems easier to do on a computer, and then it will update to your phone.
No, you got to download that things on your phone.
Oh, you have to. Okay.
Yeah. So to do it from your phone, I can't share my screen. It's going to cast it to my TV. That's what it was talking about. But on the app, if you go into the app and open it up, you'd click on the upper left is like the little sandwich, the 3 lines, the 3 horizontal lines. Yep. You click download layers, and it's going to open up a new window. And if you zoom out, you see each square may or may not have a blue box in it. If you want to, and it tells you, it says show coverage for, and then I believe it should show coverage for your first one if you haven't changed anything for Map Builder Topo. And then you click the drop down, global imagery, scan topos, then like you can click on all those different maps, and each layer will show a different area that you have coverage for. So if it's blue, that means that you've downloaded the map for that area. If there's nothing and it's just a box that's outlined by some black lines, that means you don't have any coverage for that area.
So what about the yellow boxes? Is that something different, or is that...
I don't know. I'm noticing those too. I've not seen those before, but I just took a screenshot of what my map builder looks like. I'm gonna see if I can share it here.
The yellow boxes are the ones you selected to download.
Oh, I touched the yellow box and they disappeared.
If you click on it, the black box turns yellow, and then you hit
download layers. Oh, okay. I see.
There, I get on my phone. I don't see the chat icon to be able to post the thing to the chat. But anyways, that's. I think most of you are seeing it. But yeah, you download layers. So you drop down, and so like as you're selecting things, it will. You can click the little cloud with the down arrow, and that will download like everything. So I always like to I have basically like our area, with the exception of some of the 5 down to like into Castaic through like Santa Clarita, like, and then into town, I have most of the global imagery. Certainly I have almost all of the map builder for our whole area, and like almost the whole county. I mean, I don't know how big I don't always buy the biggest phone like storage, so it does take information. But the best thing to do is, if you know we're going somewhere and you're smart enough to be able to go on this and download the layers on the fly, then so be it. Otherwise, I would just do it ahead of time to have it. And the good way to test if you've downloaded the layers properly, after they've all downloaded and you're like, oh, I wonder if I have what I need, put your phone in airplane mode, no Bluetooth, no Wi-Fi, no cell coverage, and go into SARTOPO and start moving the map around, zooming in, changing layers. Because if you don't have the layers downloaded, it's just gonna not load and be like a blank page or whatever your last zoom was.
That makes sense?
Yes.
You guys all on that?
Yep.
I think I did it.
You got it?
Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah, I think I did it as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you guys have any questions or whatever, next time you see me after the meeting, if that's the next time or whatever, or feel free to text me or chat me or whatever, and like we can walk through it like through screenshotting and sharing that way.
Amber, you had your hand up? I thought. Maybe not.
Maybe she's on mute.
Could be. Oh well. Maybe it went back down. Okay. So, yeah.
Question on how do you like for example with the Ojai search, there'll be 3 different teams. Is it just shared link and then that it works across teams, or what's the process there for that?
Yeah.
Like larger incidences.
So I'm still presenting this one, right?
Yeah. The map from last week.
Yeah, I think you go to there's an info button here. Info. Is that sharing? Save to there. So we can share this map. Anyone with the URL can have it, and then share. So these are the options, shareable links. So they'll share a map with us, and they'll be either read, that means we can't add. They'll likely give us update, which means we can add to the map, but we can't edit anything.
Gotcha.
And then I think write is full access. So they'll give us one of those. It'll probably be a QR code. And see if that works. Yeah, there it is. So that's it.
Okay.
So we'll print that up and show it on the screen. That's what we'll have. Did that
Gotcha.
QR
Yep.
code show up? No. Okay. So yeah, that's likely how that'll happen. Or you can just share the link, text it
Okay.
to somebody.
Okay.
And you can provide different links too. So I think you can add one. So you have a different link where folks can write it. If you have somebody that is you're gonna allow to edit, or and say we have so different links to the same map with different permissions.
Real quick, just one thing that popped up on my phone with the download. You can, I think Andrew was showing it to me, but you can turn the map 3D, which could be good for like, not like using the satellite view plus the 3D element, and it shows on the download, you can toggle whether you want 3D data or not. So that could be the easiest way to get a read of the land. And we can like look around cliffs and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think the shadowing too is pretty handy. I mean, slope angle shading. So that kind of helps there. I mean, there's a lot of fire history. It'll show fire history from a long time out. A lot of good info here that is honestly easier, I think, on a computer to explore, to help you on your phone, but it is a good one too. Kind of slow, but give you cell coverage from the major carriers.
Could we talk through more the pulling a heading with this
Yes.
device?
With the SARTOPO or with your compass?
With SARTOPO.
That one I'm not as good with, but let's figure it out. I think it's the add button, right?
Sorry, what was the question?
Yep.
Getting a heading
Oh.
or pulling a heading with the app instead of a compass.
Oh, good question.
It's I think it's add, and then so I think if we go,
All right, bearing line.
yeah, so like say where you guys were back to add.
There it is. You add a bearing line.
Yep.
Label.
You can change the bearing, I think, to say 275. Yeah. Zach says put your compass on the screen. But yeah, so you can add the bearing line and you
I think there's a way to actually get the info from the line without you having to like guess at what the bearing is.
Oh really?
I think so. I'm trying to figure it out. I figured it out. You click the ruler instead of the add. You click the ruler and you can add a line or a bearing, a profile, whatever you can add, and then you click between 2 points and it gives you your bearing.
Oh.
Where's the ruler?
On the left.
On
Top
my
of the
screen,
screen.
it's left of the add button across the top. It goes search, the ruler, the plus sign, a folder, and then the layers. On my app, the phone app.
Gotcha. All right, pull up the phone.
Let me ask this: Are you on Android or iPhone?
I'm on. Well, my phone's downloading right now, so I didn't want to mess with it. But I see the ruler on the. I just found the ruler on the page.
But like normally, are you Android or
normally iPhone?
Ingrid?
I'm on an iPhone. I found it.
Okay, well, I can't help either of you. I think Martin, you were on too.
We're on iPhone as well.
Oh, for crying out loud! All right, would you guys all get together?
No, I'm on an Android. Sorry, I couldn't find my mic.
Oh, there we go.
Boo!
I'm Android as well.
Oh, good. All right, there we go. I don't care about the other guys then. We'll all figure it out.
Yeah, we'll help you guys.
Exactly. It is different. It's similar. It is different layouts and stuff, though. So keep that in mind.
Oh, okay. I get it now.
But yeah, you just click the measuring tool, and it'll pull up, and you can click between 2 points. If you click multiple points, like on accident, or you are careless and you click 3 or 4 points, it only takes the bearing between the first and the last point.
I can't delete my bearing.
I've got to go for a few minutes. I'll be back on though.
Okay.
And just to clarify, like, let's say we're on cellular, we're tracking, we're taking photos of things, using it for navigation, and then it's like, okay, we get into an area that has no cell coverage, shut off cellular so it doesn't kill the battery, and then continue to operate. Once it goes back on, it'll go, all that data is saved, or what's kind of been the experience there?
Yeah. So it stores it in your phone, and then once you hit some data, it uploads all that.
Okay.
So I've had that before where I've been out all night, and the next morning, as I'm driving in, it updated the map of where I was with all the contact info for the people I talked to and stuff. So yeah, I'm unsure about if you turn this, if you go to airplane mode, I don't know if it stores it then. That might be something to test. I generally don't do that in case I do get some cell service. Sometimes you'll get a ping and I want the data to go out.
I gotcha. Okay.
So
That makes sense.
yeah.
This 3D version makes the reading of the topo maps a lot easier.
Yeah. A lot of cool layers there. It's really powerful with the and they keep adding stuff. They just roll out, since it's web based. It's not like we need to download updates. As soon as you log back in, they
It's already on there.
the changes are there. And you guys have you're logged into this via the team's account, so you have access to do things that the free version doesn't have. So
I have a question.
Yep.
If somebody adds a bearing, can you see their bearing?
I don't know. I don't think so, because I added a bearing on this map and it didn't show up. Or wait, I did one. Yeah, that one showed up.
Is that one? Yeah, it shows up on my phone, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that on mine as well.
So I use the plus sign to do that one from my phone. I think right there, but the other ones that we use, the ruler, I don't think that was it. I think that's like a temporary measuring tool, because I have those. I'm on the same map on my phone, and it didn't add it. But it is still on my phone screen. Did you guys add bearings as well
No, I did not.
with the tape measure function?
I added it to another map.
Oh wait, if I check it, measurements for existing line. Okay, so no, it didn't add it. When you use the ruler function and you put a bearing out there, I think it's temporary. Because once I checked the box, it went away. I think there were some questions too on the Thursday training regarding Mark's got some great where was it? Sorry, I got this up in here. We've got that. We were doing this with the map out in front of the station, right? And the compass, getting our bearing, kind of the meridian lines. So, Mark, the UTMs are not north-south, right? So if we line the meridian lines up to that, it's not going to be as accurate.
Repeat that?
On the UTM lines, they're not the same as the lat long lines. They're like at a slightly different angle. So
I mean, like, I'm not sure what you mean.
So the lines here on the compass that we're lining up for north.
Yeah.
When we're shooting a bearing on the map.
Yeah.
What do you line those up with? Just UTM lines or?
Yeah, UTM lines.
Okay, that's close enough.
Oh, I mean, yeah, totally.
Okay, all right. Because we're having issues. I think the UTM grid and the lat long lines were a little bit off. Not incredibly.
Yeah, definitely that. Yeah.
And there's this. Where did the triangulation go? Sorry, blasting through this real quick. So that's kind of what we did the other day, right? Shooting our 3 lines, and
oh, sweet.
That is, we're in that triangle when it's there. So 2 bearings will get you close. It'll get you should be there. The third one kind of confirms and gives you a little triangle you should be in. Is that a little better visual explanation than I was doing on Thursday? Hopefully.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the most important thing there is to make sure you know which landmarks are which. That'll really screw you up.
Yeah, getting it right. And if something's not right, reevaluating.
I'm actually confused here, but I wasn't there Thursday, so I'll have to get caught up there.
Okay. We can do it at the station sometime again when we have some daylight. I'm trying to think what other slides were handy. We talked about that. Intentional.
I think the biggest point, like you were saying, is just knowing your surroundings of what you're looking at to have the point on the map to figure out your start. Because if you don't know what mountains are what, then that's where I feel like it'll throw everything off.
Oh, totally, right? That's when we got our helicopter flight in. We were kind of down in this little saddle, and or a little bowl, and there was no way to know from that perspective without climbing at the top of that hill. We couldn't figure out where we were, so we had to kind of like, okay, let's start from this area and figure it out. And it was, that whole area on the map was what, like 2 inches, where we wanted to take a longer bearing than that to get things accurate. This intentional offset we talked about. We're trying to think if there's other photos here that we can have Mark explain.
Yeah, like so much of this stuff, like you don't even it's sad, but you don't even think about because you've got some GPS method to figure out where you are so accurately that it's kind of like if that goes down, do you still know what to do,
Yeah, and having the maps too, I think is kind of handy. I'll go back to this one. See if I can trace this along. So, say we're going to print right here. I'm sharing the correct map, right? Yeah, okay. So we hit print, and then it opens up a new tab. And now it's going to say, okay, portrait or landscape. You can figure out if you want UTM grids on there. It'll give you the UTM grids. You can move this map around.
Adam's right.
Yeah, landscape. So we can do all that. Let's see what else. We can add a page. So we can do multiple maps. If you know you're going to an area, you can do these beforehand. Oh, they added numbers to that. That's really cool.
Do you have a printer in the command post?
Yeah, it does 11 by 17 too, which is nice for a good size map size.
Yeah.
And then once, okay, so we get to that, we're gonna generate the PDFs. It's gonna open another tab. I'll share that tab. So you can see how this is going. And then there's our maps. So it gives us an overview page, which shows every, what the maps are covering. Map 1, it shows us, okay, page 1 is the center one, page 2 is the smaller one. So there's page 1. It's got magnetic north, it's got our UTM grids. And then we have another one that's zoomed in. If we go back to the map here, the print page, I think we can add.
Yeah, if you can provide this kind of stuff to the teams going out, they'll love you.
Yep. In a search, we would, like second operational period, people be getting this stuff. I think there's a way to do the NAD 27 scale, but I'm not seeing it. Maybe it's another one. Add page. Oh, the first one is that, so. But I think, try this over again. Okay, add one. WGS. I think that is the correct, maybe not. Anybody remember how to make sure this is the 127,000 scale that we use for this, that our grids will work with? Oh, there it is. That's not right. Way too big. Okay, what's the scale that a normal map is? It's 127, right? Or 120. What scale's a normal topo map? I'm drawing a blank.
Look.
124, I thought.
124?
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably right.
Yeah, that's right.
Bam. Okay. So there we go. That scale, that'll print you a map that is the scale we use on our UTM grids, and same as we have in the command post. So.
And what's the benefit there?
If you've grown accustomed to looking at maps, changing the scale can throw you off. So being that the US GS Topo 124 has been the standard for such a long time, it's nice to have one in the same scale.
Okay.
And your UTM grids work. Maybe Mark has more to add on this.
No, I mean, that's basically right. The little tool, the little plastic clear sheet with the UTM like box on there, that'll then work well with that size. I don't know if people have that or not.
I think some did.
Yep. Yeah, we do.
Oh, cool. I've been ordered those for you, right? Okay. And then we can also change our paper size here when we're at the command post. If we're gonna do 11 by 17, we're gonna stay to that scale. We can do bigger areas. So pretty cool stuff. And that covers a pretty big area. The bottom of Alamo where we drove up is, where was it? Yeah, so there's the park. I think the creek is right down here. No, that isn't it. The creek is way down here that we crossed the second gate. So that's a pretty good map to cover all of Alamo all the way down to that creek. Is a huge area to have, and we can print that. So that's more than you're going to walk in a day, likely. And the cool thing about this as well that we really liked when we started doing this is the topos. It seems like they always cut off right in the middle of your search areas, like the boundary between two quadrangles. And with this, we can make it the center wherever we want to. But yeah, you can feel free to go. I mean, don't go nuts, obviously, but if you want to go to the command post and print off, you know, some maps to carry, have at it. Any other questions or stuff to bring up?
I mean, we used to do a map purchase for like team members and stuff. Somebody would take it upon themselves to order like the most common USGS maps for team members who wanted them. I don't know if people are interested in that still or not.
Yeah,
or just get a few.
the surface station in Ojai used to stock them, and I think they were like, I don't know, $6 each or something. But yeah, I need to. Some of mine got ruined, so if somebody feels like ordering new quads, I'll probably get it on the order as well. Sometimes we can get good deals ordering as a group.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the latest and greatest choices are to order them.
How do you guys manage handheld GPSs in field, kind of and also the Garmin's? Can those work into this? The little orange ones?
Yes. So the Garmin's, we can add the track data from the Garmin's to the map, but the problem is it brings all of them in on one map as one layer. So we could have 10 Garmin's deployed, and they're all coming in as one layer. Where we can't individually track each one. The cell phone tracking came about after that. And prior to that, we would have like handheld GPSs that folks would have, and we'd had a little container full of all the data cables to download that stuff, and people would come in and you would download their data. So then the apps started coming around. Alpine Quest is a great one, where it's like a handheld GPS on your phone, and then you could just email the command post your data so they can update it to there. And then now the phones just work great. So I think they're kind of dated. The Garmin's nice because it's satellite, so it'll always communicate. If you don't have cell service, it's talking to satellites. So
yeah,
as long as you have a clear view of the sky, you can get your message out, and you can be tracked. But being that it's satellite data, it's also, they're a little more stingy with it. So it'll drop a breadcrumb. I think we can set it for every 2 minutes, every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, every hour, or whatever, where the cell phone's a lot more accurate.
So, okay. So are you then with the orange little Garmin ones? Are you mainly is the use case in the field for those like SOS if needed, and like communication, but no tracking? Tracking is usually not turned on. Just use the phone.
We'll do tracking probably we don't want to kill the battery on the Garmin's, but yeah, tracking every 15 minutes, and then that can be changed in the command post as well. That's a whole different, let's see, what's that? Anybody remember that log or the Garmin Explorer website?
Explore.garmin.
Yeah, so like the CP should be able to find you through your Garmin that your team has out in the field if there's no cell phone reception, and or communicate with you.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of now it's basically a backup to your cell phone, whether either communicating or tracking you.
Okay.
But it could also take up to 90 minutes or more, depending on, I don't know if that's already been covered. I'm jumping in again, sorry.
No, how about
But
it?
like, it's not automatic. It's not like a text message where it just comes in. It's got to, wherever it's being sent from has to sync to the satellites, and then wherever the satellites are have to sync back down to you.
Mhm. Okay.
So it's quicker than sending a carrier pigeon, but it's not like instant communication.
Yeah.
But usually it's, you know, in open areas, it's pretty darn, well, even in mountainous areas, it's pretty darn quick. A couple minutes.
Yeah.
This is data from my InReach a while back. So this is what we'll have on another tab going in the command post to track the individual InReaches, and then we can also send them messages, and we can update their tracking. I think the interval or how often it's tracked. So
I can see this is the Explorer page. Okay. And then you can overlay that. You can download all this data into SARTOPO.
yes, so that is. I want to say back to this one. Share this tab instead. We'll go to. Is it plus? No, that's not it. Add, and it'll be one of these, I think. Is that right? So, something here. I forget what sheet it is.
Integrated in. Okay.
Yeah, there's another cool thing too. Where we can do this. This was the phone one, right, Brian? The WFS source beta.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, no, I think you do that via the tracker, like the fleet tracking IDs and stuff like that.
Oh, locator. Here it is.
Yeah, locator. I don't particularly like it in the SARTOPO map because once you stop tracking, like they still will be showing up later. Anytime it's added to the thing, it will be added. Like it will be updating that map basically in perpetuity until you take those locators off. So for me, it's almost easier to have two separate pages, and then at the end, or if we need to import a clue, just either export the track from the Garmin and import it that way, or do it via like, you know, on the fly or whenever we need it. That's a personal preference of mine, though.
Yeah, that and he's right. It makes total sense. Otherwise, there's just so much data on the map. It just uploads way too much. This is a cool feature that these maps have that's fairly new. So add locator. We'll go to SMS locator, and say I don't know who wants to volunteer their phone number for a sec.
I'll do it.
Location, okay. What's your number?
818 309
309
3683.
Darn, you guys are seeing my bad typing. All right, so let us know when you get a text.
Got it.
Okay, click the link. Leave that screen up. Now, if we all zoom over, I think Jason's in Ventura, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay, just a minute here.
I think it's asked for your social security number too.
Yeah, pretty much.
And banking
cards.
Permission to use GPS was denied. You need to allow access in order to share your location.
Brian, we ran across that at the MRA festival. Same thing.
Yeah.
So I think you have to allow the.
I have to go to the settings.
Mm-hmm. You're working through it, or we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to follow it. Use privacy.
This will actually be good to see if Jason get it to work, because we couldn't for the MRA test get it to work without fixing up in the field.
All right, I got it.
Bam.
There he is.
So we can send that to somebody and know where they are. As long as they have that screen up, it tracks.
The change you have to do is you have to go to, on the iPhone at least, you have to go to privacy, then you have to go to location services, and you have to modify the location services for the internet browser that it opens up on. So it's not very straightforward on that. I mean, it is, but it isn't. Like, and like the way they word it, when the screen first opened up saying like, hey, there's issues, it didn't even look like there were issues. Kind of like the text just looked normal a little bit. So I don't know.
Can you type that? Can you type up the troubleshooting steps for that for somebody who doesn't use an iPhone? So that way, because that happened on the MRA test, she had an iPhone and it wasn't tracking her location. I'm sure for that reason.
Yeah. Wait, what did you ask, Joe?
Just I need the not step by step, but I need the instructions to be able to walk somebody through that on the phone to fix that problem.
Yeah, I can type that, but it also like gave me the step by step on. That's how I followed it. It gave me the step by step on the page.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
So she should have been able to walk
Can
through
you
that.
screen grab that? Or,
Yeah.
I think we need to
Send it again.
Yeah, let me turn it off and then send it again, and we'll do that.
You can send it to my phone number if you want to, because I'm driving, so you might see me actually tracking
Okay.
rather than a stationary location.
Then, without an accident, if you can screenshot
Yeah.
the steps. What's your number?
805
Got it.
319 5548. Okay, so I just got it.
Yeah, you'll see, Sean, if it doesn't, like, it'll show green if it was a success, so if it was, like, black and, like, red text.
Sean just got through Santa Paula.
How'd you know that?
We can see you.
Oh, you can see me? Oh, so I don't know why, but it didn't.
If you want to send it to me again, I just turned off my privacy. I think Sean, it's probably because your internet browser, you allow it to track.
Oh, probably.
So you should be able to click the same link, Jason.
Okay, let me try that. All right, here I'll send it to the team.
So this is a really cool new feature they just added not too long ago. Perfect.
So you could see, like, if you got that and you were kind of freaked out, I mean, you would have to read through it, but it doesn't, like, not super, I mean, it's fine, but it's not great on, like, I feel like the way they set it up.
Yeah. Hopefully if somebody was lost and they wanted to be found, they'd read all that quickly, but
You could have added more personal data, like, hey, Jason, this is Ventura County Search and Rescue, or something like that.
Yeah. Totally. All the links. Yeah.
You can add custom text to the text message that goes out.
Yeah, that's right. Right there, right? You guys are all seeing the same thing.
Yep.
But they have to be within cell service, right?
Yep. And they have to have that screen open on their phone as soon as they navigate away from that. Like, I'm thinking Sean probably went to a different screen because it stopped sharing his location.
But it also like is a little tricky because like if Safari, it's all based around the whatever browser you use. So if you're on Safari, it's like a whole different method, and then I don't know if people use other browsers as well, and that could be a little potentially tricky. But
Yeah, like if you lock your phone, when I was testing this out, if I had it open and then I called the person I was testing it with, and it stopped tracking when I was on the phone with them, but as soon as I opened up the screen, I put them on speaker and opened up the screen again, it would update my location to where it was. So the browser window has to be open.
yeah, it's probably you're kind of playing in the whole data security thing. I believe it feels like.
For sure. SARTOPO's not that big a company, so Apple's not gonna.
Is that tracking thing? Can you only track one person at a time? Because I didn't close out the screen.
Oh, you didn't?
So what? No. So Jason came in after me. So I wonder if you can only track one person at a time on it.
No, we tracked multiples before.
Oh.
I think.
Send one to Lawrence. Is he on this call? Let's see where he lives.
I know where Lawrence lives. Right?
I'm not gonna do it.
No, don't show him.
I'll bet we can. Why?
No, don't do it.
Oh, that's the Esplanade. That's the wrong side of the wrong mall. But yep. Yeah, Sean stopped tracking. Interesting.
Because I'm in town now. So.
Do you have it open on the web browser page, Sean?
I have it on my phone.
But like, are you looking at the screen that says like success you're tracking?
No.
So you need to be looking at that for it
yeah.
to follow you.
I'm looking at the SARTOPO screen. Yeah, so you're right. That's probably what it is.
The SARTOPO screen or the text message? Or the web browser?
I'm looking at SARTOPO, the web browser, yeah.
The web browser, okay. Yeah. Is it able to tell us, like, hey, this person, like, we have a live connection versus we don't have a live connection? Are there, well, now it's moving, but is there another way that, like, a little, hey, it's live?
So I'm looking at, so I went back to the original text message screen.
Hopefully our lost person's not like moving around, so if we get like one good ping on them, we should be golden.
Yeah, I mean we're tracking multiples right now because I'm tracking, Sean's tracking. I don't know if Jason's still tracking.
I should be. Well, no, I turned off my location.
So. Okay, I would say because it's no jumping around. When you stay put, it'll just jump around. Cool.
Lawrence, you had your hand up. You had a question.
Yeah, the question that I have is if you're sending this, if you're sending a text to a subject, because you guys are all on SARTOPO right now, that text sends them to a SARTOPO page so they can actually see a map too, or just?
Nope.
No, it's just a blank web page. It's like a white web page with a bunch of text. There's like a bar across the top that says like if this is updating, your location is being sent, with like instructions on how to either disable or enable your location services.
Okay. All right.
That's all it's showing, just this right here.
Okay.
It does give you coordinates though, as they move, so somebody could read those off to you. It's not coming through lat long.
I was just thinking if they actually saw a map, they could kind of maybe say some of the features that they're seeing.
Yep. Cool.
Couldn't we like have people, weren't we doing this before this feature, have people drop a pin and then text us their location?
Yep.
Like in Google Maps or something?
Yep. Jumbling around. Yeah, mine's squiggling a little bit, but not bad. Cool. Oh, I went off that screen, so that's not gonna work. Cool.
All right, I'm going to drop off so I can continue watching my new favorite medical drama.
Uh-oh. Which one is that?
The Pit?
The Pit. Any other questions for Steck before he bounces, guys?
Nope.
All good,
Super
thank you.
approachable. Text him. After 11 o'clock at night is preferred, I think.
Yeah, really.
Thank you.
All right, good night, everybody.
See you, Doc.
Enjoy your
Thanks.
show.
Cool. Well, I hope that was productive. Any other questions or any other things you guys want to go over?
Can you repeat everything you just did for the last hour, please?
Yep. Stand by.
Sorry.
Did you just log on?
I did. Yeah, I just got off work. Sorry.
Well, now that James is here, I guess I'll take off.
Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Yeah, I see Amber there, so I'm good to go. I'll tether off for her.
There you go.
Amber, James is your probie?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm headed into work.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been sitting in the parking lot. Everybody keeps walking by. I'm like, just waving. I'm like, I'll be here in a minute.
Night shift.
Is he
Yeah,
not at the
gotta love it.
Is he not at the hospital, Amber?
Yeah, John was leaving as I was getting ready to go in. He said it was just absolutely slammed today. So it's gonna be lovely.
God, I miss that so much. I can't even tell you.
No, no. Yeah, but you know, it works. It's doable. It's just a mess sometimes. I'm just tired. I didn't sleep because it was just the last minute, and they got 2 sick calls, and they're just slammed. So it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Everything's fine. Lots of coffee and Red Bull.
Micro naps. Don't forget micro naps.
Exactly. Yep. For sure. Yep.
Right
But
on.
I'm gonna head in, guys. I appreciate your help. Sorry I was late, but
You
I'm
got
gonna
it.
run in so I can relieve my other person. So get report.
Have
See you
fun.
guys.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
James, since you just got here, do you have any questions about SARTOPO or anything that has been eating at you? Guess not.
He's pouring a vodka. Give him a second.
Oh, all right.
Hopefully I videoed it. I should know later on if it came out, and if it does, I can always send it on the chat as well.
Nice. Cool. Mark is super approachable. Pick his brain. He's really good with the mapping. He put together that presentation, and to do that kind of stuff, you got to put a lot of research into stuff. So when it comes to the maps and stuff, he's really good with it. And then Pavel's been keeping up with the changes on SARTOPO. Ben is also really good at this stuff as they happen. I think it was kind of new to us when Pavel joined, so he's kind of one of the front runners on this. But they're good resources for that. Main thing is everybody figured out how to download the layers, right?
Yep.
Saturday, you guys got really good at snapping photos and adding them to the to the map, and I think it was, remember, you have to do there was something with adding the making sure the photo was in the right location. I think it's the plus photo.
Yeah, you have to recalibrate yourself before you take the photo, or it'll show back at the CP.
So you have to center yourself on the map.
Yes.
Okay, because it's going to take the photo of where the cross marks are on the screen.
All right, good. I gotta jump. Thank you guys for all the help.
You got it anytime.
Yeah.
Got to scan. Cool. See where that drops the photo.
Let me ask you this. I don't have anything else, so this is a completely off-topic discussion topic. But so if anybody else has anything, then we should start there. But went out to dinner tonight for Taco Tuesday, and I ordered soda water, just carbonated water, and they tried to charge me $3.50 for that. Is that like a new thing?
I don't know. I don't order water.
I was floored.
Where was this at?
This Calavera's place up by the Cine Mall. They've also raised their prices. They used to be $1 for tacos on Taco Tuesday. Then about 6 months ago, they went up to about $1.50, and now they're up another 50 cents. I was shocked. I made her go get the manager. I've never done that before in my life. I was like, "Are you kidding me right now?"
Is your middle name Karen?
I was like, "I'm not paying $3.50 for carbonated water. I refuse."
Yeah.
I only order ranch water. So.
There you go. Yeah, maybe that's my problem.
I don't know. My pet peeve is when you go to a place that's always the Chinese food, and you order a soda and they want to charge you $3.99 for a can with no refills. I'm like, no.
Yeah, for real.
Not doing that. But yeah.
I asked, and I was like, wait. So I told the man, I was like, if I order a glass of water, how much is that? Well, that's free. I said, so how is carbonated water $3.50? He goes, well, the CO2. I was like, I'm like, okay, thank you. But in my mind, I was like, you realize the straw probably costs more than the CO2 used to carbonate that glass of water.
Yeah, and you're not using the syrup.
Correct.
He's like, give me a break.
Bogus. I was pissed.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I'll bring my Stanley in with my own water then that I know is filtered instead of just from the sink.
Stepping over dollars to pick up dimes, because how many people are just going to stop showing up?
Well, believe me, my local community forum's going to hear about it. Dude, I'm so pissed about it. That's ridiculous.
Facebook activist. Nice.
I don't know if it's just because I'm getting old or what, but like that, unacceptable. I draw the line at $3.50 for a glass of soda water.
You're pretty bugged. That's pretty funny.
I was pissed. I was like, I do not believe this. So, anyways, all right. Clearly, I'm an outlier there.
No, I'm right there with you. I probably would have told the manager, but I just said, I think I'm good. I'll just stick with regular water.
Oh, I got the bill. They didn't tell me it was $3.50 when I ordered it. It's when I got the bill.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I'm sorry, I got water. I didn't get soda. And she's like, no, you got carbonated water. And I said, yeah, I know. And she goes, well, it's still $3.50. And I was like, no, like that, since when? And that's when the manager came over. No, it wasn't before I ordered. Jeez Louise. No, I'm not that ballsy.
Huh. Yeah, that would have come out of their tip.
I was like, for real right now? Well, it wasn't her. It was her manager.
Yeah.
Now they got your picture on the wall so they all know who you are.
Dude, let them have my picture.
Right on. Anything else?
All right, later, guys.
Present or any other questions or anything?
That's my furious rant for the evening.
We'll let her rip.
No, that was it.
Put it on the team chat so we can all hate him.
But I'll make a motion at the next meeting to reimburse you $3.50.
No, I didn't have to pay for it, so I'm good. But thank you. I'll just make sure that the team never goes there for lunch.
There you go. Cool.
All right,
Well,
later, guys.
see ya. We got this done in less time it would have taken most of you to drive to Fillmore and back. Hopefully it was close to as informative.
No, it'll help clear some things up for me, especially on the hill.
Okay.
Yes.
So we kind of halfway knew what we were doing. It didn't feel like it at the time, but I'm seeing it now here.
Yeah. And play with it on, play. Hey, Grant. His dad's calling.
Yeah.
It's perfect timing. Yeah, so.
If you get your work done, he'd quit calling.
Yeah. Better than your mom calling, I guess, huh?
Yeah, that'd be a little scary, actually.
Yeah, I know. So play with this on, online. Feel free to use the laptops at the command post. They have a pin code, and the pin code's in I think it's a label on top of the command post or on the laptop. Those should both also connect to the printer. The printer will have to be turned on, but if you wanted to print off some maps, feel free. You have to select the tray. I think it's the bottom tray 2, that has the 11 by 17, or you can do the 8.5 by 11s. And if anybody decides they want to put together a SARTOPO map order, keep me in the loop, because I probably want to replace some as well. Cool. I guess that's that. You guys feel free to hang out and chit chat as much as you want.
I'm going to bed.
You going to bed? What? At 8 o'clock? How old are you?
Hey, retired life is tough.
Tired? Yeah, you're supposed to be up like super late, like playing World of Warcraft or something.
All right.
Mine's
Night,
up at
guys.
like 4:30 every morning.
Yeah, I get up early.
Oof.
I got that old man reverse thing. I get up early.
Yeah, I can get up at 4:30, take a leak, and go right back to bed for another 5 hours. But
You get out of bed?
yeah, yeah, not in diapers yet. Soon. Hey, that hike Carrie's doing sounds fun. If any of you guys need to borrow sleeping bags or tents or anything, let me know. I got a bunch of stuff. Should be a fun one. Be a long one. I won't be going.
I'm taking my buddy heater.
Your buddy, you can take a dog. Dogs are pretty good heaters.
Yep. All right, guys. Good night. It was good training. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot.
Oh, cool. Right on. Lawrence, you didn't want your location shared?
That's right.
I can share it anyway. Not hard to find. I miss the days when it's so dumb to be like greedy with your location. We used to have our call out sheet with everybody's address, and it was nice because we all got Christmas cards, and it was more of a team, instead of like, if you can't trust a team member with your address, get off the team. But anyway, cool. Right on. I'm gonna hit it too. Call Grant's dad back and figure out what work he has for me.
Okay, well, I got work to do.
Cool.
See
I
you
don't know.
guys.
I think the call will stay on once I bounce, but I don't know. So, all right. See you guys. Have a good one.
I'm leaving too.
See ya.
Later.